And Paul, this video is for you. Any of my friends I send it to. This is my kayak, how I have it set up for when I take the trolling motor out. And right now I don't have any other way to take it out except for the trolling motor because of the sonar pod, and I'll show you why. But this is it. Usually I have 4 at least rods on me, sometimes 5. I built my box to hold 3, but let's get into it. You can see the trolling motor here. See how much it sticks out. That's the transducers right there. It's kind of the bottom of the sonar pod. See how much room we have there to add to a box if I later want to make one to do my all-in-one transducer underneath it. This here I made to just kind of hold it down just in case I tip. This is how this box puts together. You unplug it. I have a wire comes out of the box here. I just use a rod cover to cover it, and I added a trolling motor plug here. Just unplug it. Make sure this thing's off. That's done. And just lift her out like so. See, it's just a hole. That's the box. Just drilled it through. Real simple. The inside get wet, but who cares? All my wiring's on the top part of the box right here. Set this back down. Hook back up. Just in case. I have gone over once. Let's plug her back in. This is how I sit. This is what I look at when I sit. Trolling motor handles turn back like this. It's pretty cool. I wish I can let it go. I'm probably going to attach some sort of like bungees to it so I can just throw them up to it real fast and strap them maybe here somehow. Add some hooks here. I can just strap here. Add a hook here like this guy. Actually, I already did. I just need to get the cords so I can hook it on both sides, give it an equal pressure. That way, while I'm cruising, I can go like that, let it go, and the bungees will swing it back to center. I can just do that, and bungees will keep me straight, hopefully. So spot for a second rod. Add this little strap right here, just so I can have one right next to me. This is my short rod. This thing's 6'3", and it fits really well in the little tip protectors we have up here. I've got the added rod holder for trolling. I have not got to use these yet. This is high, I believe. No. There's high. Yeah, that camera's making that frame per second look real slow, but it's actually moving. I just kind of got a little silver Sharpie right there to tell me where I'm at. It's reverse. This is forward, 5 speeds and forward. A little set screw to hold my handle in place. I whacked the trolling motor down and put a cool BMX handle on it, one of those gum Vans grips for ODI. They make motorcycle grips too. Seen a lot on Harleys and stuff, ODI. This is my back of my box. This is pretty cool. I really like this one. This is my tackle box that I made out of 3 milk cartons or milk crates. The bottom is just a spacer because of the bottom of this crate was getting wet, and the stuff in it was getting wet, and those tackle boxes that hold the crankbaits and stuff get wet and they condensate and they hold it in the heat. Your stuff gets rusted. So I've added a little, the very bottom, like this much of the crate. I just cut all this stuff up above and added a spacer. So there's 1 crate there, a full crate here, the bottom of the crate, and the top lip of this crate to make like a folding top. This is my GoPro mount is right there. You can see my cool GoPro camera sits behind me on top of my tackle box, plugged in and being charged, and while it's recording, so it won't die on me. I got one of those boat mounts for the lights and went ahead and mounted on that. This is just plexiglass, but I doubled up the plexiglass on the bottom, so I gave it a good thick thing to bolt to, and just wired it in, pass this through to the bottom right here. And that's where I keep this kind of stuff. I'll keep like a speaker in here, my lunch, baits and cases that are, you know, like those cranks right there, frogs, little stuff that I just want to throw in there, reach back, grab it, and throw something in real quick. Little simple, the same tie-offs that we use on the kayak. I just put one here and just put a bungee strap with a ball on the inside and fed it through, and I just strap it like that. That keeps that tight. This one right here, I made it yellow so I can see it. It's just attached to the S-hook that's kind of zipped in place. So I just reach down and pull that one up. That keeps that part down. And this is this. And this is where my GoPro needs to be hooked up. So now my GoPro is getting powered by the battery and being charged, except I haven't plugged it in yet. And you can see all the wiring back here. I hid the stuff that comes up to the kayak with a fishing rod holder in there. I just kind of left everything loose that feeds out the back to the battery. You can see, just reach down and throw that on there real quick. The wiring on this rod holder comes out with a milk crate right here, and I added another trolling motor port right here, and I just plug my box in there, and the wire runs through the kayak up here to this and sends power to the trolling motor, and that's where I tapped it and took power from my graph and all that stuff right there. You can see it. This is a little, like a cool storage container they give you on this one. You can actually put a lot of stuff in there. It runs all the way back. If you have some flexible rods, if you want to put them in there, like super ultralights or something, you can stick down in there. Camping stuff, tents. If you're doing like a kayak in and camp overnight, you can stick your stuff in there and take it to the island. It's pretty cool. But you can see how I got the wiring. Just all in there. Gonna separate. I'm gonna put a separate battery in here, I think, just for the graph. Either that or I'm just gonna turn my alarm off on the graph, because every time I turn my trolling motor on, it's such a power draw that the graph's voltage meter goes off and starts beeping. But nose lock and keep it watertight. These are rod holders. I swung it out just a touch so I can put my rod in here, or my umbrella net. But I have it spaced so it's just doesn't interfere with the baits. Kind of protects the baits if I'm going up against trees and bushes, and I can just reach back and grab it and pull it right out. It actually works really well. I like it. Probably turn this handle up a little bit before I took off, just so it didn't interfere with it any. But the way the rod holders work, they got these little grooves, you know, I just kind of position them there So these ones sit in like that and kind of keep them flat with their face against the net. So when the net's in place, it doesn't mess with them at all. It's actually behind them. That is the trolling motor battery. What's the other side here? That's my little catching board with a slider on it. I just slide, I reach back from my seat here with my right and just pull it out, put it on my lap, take my measurements and all that stuff, take my pictures. I haven't used it on the kayak too much. I've used it more walking around. Broke it. I'm gonna have to get another one. But I write all the Fish Ohio links right here, so I know if it's a Fish Ohio fish when I'm measuring it. And usually I can just reach back and kind of slide it in. It's easier to do on the kayak out of it. And when I put this battery in, it used to slide back perfect. The battery kind of blocks it now, but it's all right. This is the battery. There's the battery case. 2 on top goes straight to the trolling motor, and this one right here is for the GoPro. It's got a little test on there, circuit breakers. I can test it, see where the battery's at. It tells me right there. That's it, man. I keep this on there so when I have it sticking out of the back of the trailer, there's a little bit of red flapping back there. I got a little storage back here for ice chests and stuff, like a little small one. I got an orange one that fits perfect here. This thing, I am going to get a lithium. There's a 60-pound battery in here, and when you're getting out of the water and pulling the kayak out, man, you can feel that 60 pounds back there. So getting a lithium 100 amp, they're like $330 now on Amazon, which is really, really close to the AGM deep cycle acid batteries. They're like $300, so might as well just pay $330 and get a lithium. And it's 20 pounds instead of 60. So that's my next thing on here. Plus I want to get a power pole anchor for back here, so we're in the river when there's a little bit of current or something, like, or in shallow water, I can just push a button around my neck and it drops a power pole like a Talon. They make those, and I can just wire it right into the battery here, real quick and easy. There's actually another power port here I'd probably use. Just plug that in. It's a little tail right into the machine. Just boop, plug it right in. That's it. It's pretty cool. We're gonna try to go out today, see how it works. Or not how it works and how it works, but see if these things get lucky on the trollings when I'm heading out. But yeah, I love this thing. Super fun. You see why I need a new trolling sonar pods. I would like one without the trolling motor in it, and maybe just the graph with a all-in-one transducer on it, so I can have my side imaging, down imaging, and all that stuff, because that graph does it. It's a 9-inch graph on my kayak, which is huge, but look at that thing. That's freaking cool. Why would I go smaller? I'd put the 12-inch in there if it had space, but it hits my legs. I think with this setup with a trolling motor, when I get my I'm gonna have to probably get 2 all-in-ones transducers, which I don't mind. It's investments, but I have to make a setup to where I have this kayak with the trolling motor on it, and probably have to put something on the rail here that allows me just to like flip over the transducer so it goes into the water and just kind of rides next to me, because there's not really any way, unless I broke off the skeg. I think that I don't even think the transducer would fit. I think the transducer's a little bit wider than the width of that motor. If it was the same width, I would break that skeg off and make it work. I would put that 3-in-1 down there on the bottom of the trolling motor. But that's later projects. 2 more sonar pods. One so I can have my graphing 3-in-1, no trolling motor, and then just a regular sonar powered that's no holes in it, nothing in it. It's just a box that I can take off and just paddle, and I'll have a big old hole in the middle of my kayak. That's it. 15-minute video. Lots of talking. I know you want one. Go get one.